Hey everybody, Chad here. Welcome to another episode of Law of Attraction Secrets. In this episode, we're going to talk about intuitive action versus action. Now let me clarify that a little bit. Intuitive action versus forced action. Okay, so that's what we're going to talk about today. The differences. I might not keep you very long. I'll try to be short, sweet, to the point. But these are not scripted, by the way, as you can tell. So, sometimes I give you, my personal experiences, my stories, some type of story of other people, but most of the time it's me because I'm not perfect. But by the way, I have some crazy hair going on. My hair is getting longer, so I take a hat and flatten my hair down. And then when I do a video, I kind of look at myself like, woo, I kind of look weird. my hair looks weird. So hopefully, deal with my weird hair right now. It's super, super flat. It's actually kind of long. It actually kind of comes down to here. But I have wavy hair, just in case you want to know. So if, I kind of would have like a little afro going on. So I kind of flatten it down with a hat. Plus, it's kind of cold here in Ohio. It is cold, not kind of cold. So I have to wear a hat. But anyway, what is intuitive action versus action/forced action? Okay, there's a big difference. I did another video on that. Sorry there, my dog is chewing a water bottle. I'm back. The water bottle right here. He loves to chew on these little water bottles. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he likes to hear the crunchy sound or what, but he's standing beside me chewing on it. So I don't want you to hear that crunching sound. But anyway, coming back to what we're talking about is intuitive action versus forced action. So what I mean by action is we all heard in law of attraction, take action. You know what I mean? We've all heard people play devil's advocate with us and they say, oh, you can't just sit on a couch and dream that you want to be a millionaire. You can't just sit there and meditate that you want $20,000 unexpected and it's going to fall in your lap. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean. If you're into law of attraction and stuff like that, you probably have heard someone either tell you that, or, you're watching YouTube or social media and someone's talking on it. That you have to take action. It's action. You can't just sit there and just wait. You have to take action. But my challenge to you is you have to assess yourself. Okay? Just like I assess myself. And the challenge is, yes, take action. But is it forced action? Remember, when you try to force something to happen, when you try to control the how, which you're trying to force, okay? When you're trying to control something to happen, you're trying to control the how, besides just letting go of the how, you're trying to force it. Force negates. Force expels. You know what I mean? Maybe sometime in our life, as an example, maybe we've tried to, force a relationship to happen. We tried to, force somebody to like us. Or we're not really forcing it. Maybe we become needy. Maybe we call them all the time or text them all the time or be on their Facebook and Instagram all the time and then message them and be like, I see you. I see you online. You know what I mean? But like that is all trying to control the how. Okay, so if force negates, force expels, okay, and controlling the how is basically you're trying to force the how, you're trying to force it to happen, you're trying to force it to happen how you want it to happen. That's what I mean by controlling the how. Okay, so if we know that force negates, now we have to assess that, well, let's step back a little bit. I'm taking all this action because Chad's a hard worker. You know what I mean? But a lot of action I take, I can fall into a trap of its forced action. Okay? So if force negates, all the action I'm taking is kind of expelling from me. I'm trying to force it to happen. I'm trying to force my goals to happen. I'm trying to force to get what I want. If you have a monthly income that you want, I'm trying to force it to happen. I'm trying to figure out all the avenues and do all the avenues that I think that I need to do. So I'm trying to force it to happen. Okay, so I'm taking forced action. So that's what I mean by forced action. So what is intuitive action? Okay, now intuitive action, now I've done videos on, talk about intuition, okay, talk about your gut feeling, okay, letting your intuition get stronger, stronger, and stronger, following your intuition, following your gut. When you have, you have the inkling to do something, just do it, okay? Now listen to me here for a second. You might be. If you have an intuitive feeling to do something and you do it, that's intuitive action. You're taking action, but it's led by your intuition. So that's what I mean by intuitive action. Okay, you're taking action, but it's led by your intuition. Okay, so now how do we know, and this is tricky, okay, how do we know if we're doing intuitive action or forced action? Okay, and that's where, even for myself, I'll give you an example, really quick, okay, and what's kind of going on in my life right now is, and I'm not a master of law of attraction, okay? I'm in the learning process just like everybody else. I might be up at a higher level if we look at levels, but I'm human, you know what I mean? I have ups and downs. I get on track and off track. Things mess up my schedule and I get off track. Sometimes I can stay off track for 6 months. And I get back on track, jump back on the horse and start riding. You know what I mean? But I came home from Thailand. I lived in Thailand for 1 year. I got home about 5 months ago. And now I'm like visiting my family, my mom, my sister, brother-in-law, my nephew, and stuff like that. So I'm planning on going back. Now, when I plan on going back probably June. So that's probably in 5 months, 5.5 months. So, I'm setting goals to go back, of course. I'm setting my desire. I'm setting what I want. I'm going to go back to Thailand. I want to stay a year. I want to make $20,000 a month. I want to work online while I'm there. I'm not just going there just to not work. I'm going to work online while I'm there. Then I want this much money to be saved before I even go there. So I have these main goals I think about. But what happens is, of course, I'm a hard worker, of course. And if you're a hard worker, what starts happening is you start wanting to control the how. So I start falling in the trap of trying to control the how, meaning that, okay, I want to make $20,000 a month. So besides letting my gut feeling, my intuition work, like which way to go, I'm just taking action. And I do have passive income, managing websites, work online with that, doing SEO. Then I thought, well, I can get a normal job. You know what I mean? And I would I'll have, 2-3 sources of income coming in. You know what I mean? So that, help me save money quicker, go, and pay stuff off. But, it kind of, negates it a little bit. It kind of, it doesn't match really what I want because I really want to work online. Okay. Even though I do work online, but to make the kind of money I want to make, I'm trying to control that how to make that money. You get what I'm saying? So in the process of this, my family, my mom and my sister and everything, they live in small towns. So it's all just small towns around here. So there are good, good online jobs, good jobs. But the easiest to jump into right now are factories and factory work. I've never worked in a factory in my whole life, And so I thought, well, I can work in a factory, work second shift. It's a physical job. You're more tired when you come home. But, that's what I started doing. But, I do this for, 4.5 months or something like that. And, I'm tired. I'm getting depressed. I'm getting confused. I'm getting frustrated. Because I have these goals in line. I start thinking about my end result. I start thinking about, well, I'm going to be going back to Thailand in June, and I feel like I'm not even closer to it where I was 4 or 5 months ago, 6 months ago. So, so I'm getting frustrated because, I'm trying to control the how. Okay, I'm running around, doing things I really don't want to do. And when you're doing things you really don't want to do, lots of times, you're not going to attract what you want. Okay, lots of times, you can kind of fool other people, but like I always said, you can't fool the universe, you can't fool God. Okay, but basically, then I was kind of getting confused because I didn't even know what to do. You know what I mean? It's like, well, okay, I have this job. I make passive income online, so I do that in my free time. And, SEO, managing websites and membership portals and stuff like that. So I have that going on, and I make pretty good income from that. Sometimes I make more income from doing that than actually having a job. So, a 9-to-5 job. But I'm like, but, to go to Thailand, I want to save. My goal was, I don't want to touch my passive income. So I want another source of income to come in while I'm in Thailand that I can work online. So that's why I started thinking about, well, I can just, get an IT job, work online, or, get an SEO job, work online. But then I find myself, I'm just working in factories. It's kind of away from my goal, or I feel like it's away from my goal. And I'm trying to submit resumes, and this is creating confusion. I'm getting frustrated. Sometimes I come home like depressed, unhappy. So you can kind of tell through this process, I'm just basically confused, kind of confused. So I feel confused. But then I kind of stood back and I was thinking, well, I started thinking about law of attraction, started reading, getting on better routines, better personal development routines, getting up in the morning and, focusing more on what I want, and reading. And all of a sudden it came to me that, I'm trying to control the outcome. I'm trying to control the how. And I've done a lot of videos on this, controlling the how. I'm trying to control the avenue of what I want, rather than just letting it go. Let it be. When you really truly let it go and let it be, and you truly kind of don't care, for one, you kind of feel like stress-free. The confusion goes away, stress goes away. You kind of feel free because you kind of like, broke that rope, broke that chain. But I noticed, the biggest thing is I noticed with myself, like, dude, I'm trying to control the how. I kind of flip right back into, because I'm a hard worker. So I'm just trying to control the outcome. If I want to make $20,000 a month or whatever your monthly income is, that, I'm trying to control how to make it, rather than just let it be, know what I want, and let it kind of come to me a little bit. Okay. So this took a few weeks. I kind of did this over the holidays, like near the end, right before the holidays kind of started, throughout the holidays, and now. And, kind of what I found was kind of cool, because I started kind of getting up in the morning, doing short little meditations. You don't have to meditate very long, 5 minutes, but more just quiet the mind, just sit there and relax. I close my eyes. Sometimes I'm sitting on the floor and just really focused, not really thinking about anything, except sometimes I'll think about what I want, but that's it. And just, let it be, let it go. Okay. And it's kind of works like clockwork a little bit. Once you truly just let it go, it doesn't happen that day. Sometimes it does, but for me, it didn't. It didn't happen the next day, but maybe over the last few weeks, all of a sudden I just woke up one day and I just had an intuitive thought, a kind of an intuition, a gut feeling. It's like, hey, I haven't been on YouTube for a while. I want to build up my YouTube channel. Now, I don't make money off YouTube, but I had that intuition. I was like, dude, you got great content on YouTube. So you need to start putting this stuff back on YouTube, start focusing on YouTube, start sharing information on YouTube. And that's all my kind of intuitive thought I had. So then I kind of went with it. I had a YouTube channel, had old content on it, but I thought, okay, yeah. But that's what I mean right there. Okay, I'll stop it right there. But right there is intuitive action. Okay, I have an intuitive thought, intuition, a gut feeling. Now it's our job, myself included, it's our job is to take action. And that's what I mean by intuitive action. It's not forced. You let your intuition guide you, but you're taking action. When you have an intuitive thought, you're taking action to do it. It's just like you could be somewhere and you just have a gut feeling, intuition to talk to a certain person that you don't know. So it's up to you to take action, to walk over and talk to that person. Why are you talking to that person? I have no clue. You know what I mean? But it could literally be, honestly, like maybe in my situation, it could, if I was somewhere and I had an intuition to talk to somebody, maybe I might talk myself out of it. But if I just go with it and take intuitive action and take action and go do that, and for whatever reasons, spark up a conversation, whatever. It could literally be, somebody that, works for a great company. He could be a CEO somewhere and say, hey, and you start talking about what you do. The next thing you know, you exchange numbers, they call you, and you're either consulting their company or working online with them, for them, or whatnot. You don't know. But what happens is we have to take that intuitive action to do it. But we can't be in such a confused state like I was kind of getting, because I'm trying to control everything. I'm trying to control the how. I'm trying to control the outcome. That creates confusion. Okay, when your mind's confused, it creates chaos. When your mind's confused, you're not going to attract what you want, because the brain doesn't know what you want because you're so bouncing around all the time. You get what I'm saying? So that's when, you just, calm down, take a few days, meditate, let go, and you just practice on letting go. Every time you start getting worried, you start thinking about it, I'll let it go. I trust the process. You start reminding yourself, this is what I want. This is the one thing I want. Okay. Now, mine's kind of been like a triad, because I want to go back to Thailand for a year. Okay. As far as the visa, I want $20,000 a month. I want to work online while I'm there, while I'm making income. And I want, I have a certain number that I want to have saved that I don't want to touch while I'm there. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like I want 4 things that all kind of relate to each other, but you start focusing on that, but you let go of the how, you let go of everything, and you kind of let the intuition come to you. You let your gut feeling come to you a little bit. Okay? Stop trying to run around and force it to happen. Stop trying to take forced action. Okay? Because forced action really it's kind of disguised into you controlling the how again. Make sense? Yes, we need to take action. Yes, I agree with the guys that say you need to take action. It's not just sitting back and thinking it's going to fall in your lap. Okay? But where I disagree with them is you have to take intuitive action. It's forced action, and most people take forced action. Okay, including myself. Say it one more time. Most people take forced action instead of intuitive action. So all their forced action, and force negates, everything's expels from you. But you're underneath your energy, you're trying to force it, you're trying to control the how, you become needy, you're trying to figure it out yourself, rather than just trusting the process, rather than just trusting what I want, I'll have it, I'll get it, and the answer will be brought to me. See, that's the trust. And the answer is always within us. Intuition, all of our answers that we seek are inside us. Okay, it's there. Okay, we just need to quiet our mind, listen to our gut feeling, listen to our intuition, then we take intuitive action on our goals or what we want, what we desire. Other than that, my friends, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But I want to share that with you. That's the difference between intuitive action and forced action. And I will see you in the next Law of Attraction Secrets video.